Share with the whole team. Congratulate the whole team. Cause when you riding like we riding with each other, ain't no hiding this. Tell them line it up like a 4th and 1.
It's Madden NFL 23. And coming up, it's the 49ers leader at quarterback, as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the 49ers and the Cardinals, just ahead on EA Sports.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Arizona Cardinals and the San Francisco 49ers. Brandon Gaudin, as always, joined by my good friend Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Niners in this matchup. They're the best team in the NFL as far as running the football goes, but they're in for a stern test here.
Yeah, that defense that they're going up against, they're no slouch either. One of the top 5 units in the league. I think this game could boil down to stopping the big play. This offense can certainly hit some home runs, and if they hit on a couple here, it might be all they need to win the game.
Just about time to rock as Toe gets ready to meet leather. And we are underway from Santa Clara. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, Accentuate the Positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. The numbers for Mixon last week: 14 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, to no one's surprise, he gets an early rep right there, and they've been playing their best ball this season as they built this winning streak, and that includes the ground game, where he's kept the offense productive and put them in position to win ball games. The question now is, can this defense that he's facing do what others haven't and finally put a stop to this streak?
They're going to look to throw. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Cards are going to take possession of the football. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. So out come the Cardinals and their offense in great starting field position. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
And you and I both know that any win is a good win. And that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
And some good running out of the gates as he takes this up to the 33. The numbers for him from a week ago: 23 carries, 52 yards.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage with every carry he receives this week.
And he'll go down at the 28. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL, and all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
They go play action here on first down. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
One of my own teammates called me the other day when he was watching the game. He's like, man, trying to watch an NFL game and trying to account for their passing game, that's difficult. And just when you think you get everything covered, here comes a back out of the backfield. In this case, he picks up a first down.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's a give up the middle. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. From the 9, 2nd and 5. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Now a play fake here on first down. And that is incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. They'll run here on 3rd and goal. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great play there. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Cards take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Well, first quarter, maybe too early to talk about statement drives, Charles, but that sure seemed like a statement drive right there.
Well, if we're going to talk about statement drives, I think what they're saying is we're going to establish the run. They gave it to him early and often on this drive, and he wound up taking it into the end zone.
Extra point attempt here still to come. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told, and it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. And Thomas just going to hold on to this one. It's a touchback. The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. They'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. He'll look to throw. And Thomas has it. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. He'll drop to throw. He's got Thomas yet again complete. And he is going to have a 49ers first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He gets it to Thomas. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. There again is Thomas. They've gone to him a lot. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Here's a 2nd and 7. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
They'll drop to throw. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. And this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
They'll look to throw here. And Watson has it right side. Short completion, just 4 yards. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. He'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. Mixon will try the right side, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Niners on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The football back in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They'll set up a throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
Complete to number 9. A gain of 7 brings up 2nd down.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He sets to fire deep. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Gets past one man. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And
he rifles one that's intercepted. And the Niners are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he gets it down to the 32. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a first and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Back to throw here. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers have cut it back within a score. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field. And down by a field goal, they'll take over with excellent field position following the interception.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Mixing up the middle. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
He's brought down at the 31. It's a pickup of 6.
Now back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going everywhere again.
Dafe Owe there on the tackle.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
At the Cardinals' 16-yard line.
They'll stay on the ground. Mixon again. That 2nd down run a big help. The 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Back to throw. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And the Cardinals will take over here just shy of the 30.
They'll take over
And that felt like a little extra pressure on that third down attempt, and their mistake cost them points because they're inside the red zone. So you know you've got at least a field goal waiting for you. And in this case, they end up with nothing.
The Cardinal offense takes back over. The last drive for this offense, Charles, you remember it ended in one play, that quick interception, but they do still have the lead as they start this drive here.
And that's something to focus on for them as well, because it's not quite no harm, no foul.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison.
And the Niners are going to take possession of the football. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively.
And 3 interceptions in this game, and I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. A pass there over the middle to start things out. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
A gain of 9 brings up second down at the 41-yard line.
Here's the option going left on 2nd down. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7 our score. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it. Going the other way. The 30. 10, 5, and they bring this one back. A scoop and score, a fumble recovery touchdown for Arizona. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
Point after, right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From the 6. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. 3 yards remain for 2nd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Cards are going to take possession of the football. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2. They'll look to throw again. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the Cardinals are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Quez Watkins in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cardinals would extend their lead here just before halftime. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise, too.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started out west in Las Vegas. And it's the Raiders out in front as they approach halftime. Bryan Edwards, a touchdown reception. From there, we head east to check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And they've got the lead over the visiting Denver Broncos. Alvin Kamara with 2 touchdowns thus far. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium. And at this point, they trail the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Deshaun Watson has thrown a touchdown pass. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Cardinals. And despite the big lead, they really did next to nothing throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage. We'll see how aggressive they want to be going forward. Meanwhile, for the Niners, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. A second fake. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. And it was somewhat of a strange first half. He threw 3 interceptions, yet you look at the scoreboard, they've got the lead.
So you know what I think he did at the half? He stood up in front of the team, especially in front of the defense, and said, thank you. Appreciate what you've done. You guys have picked me up in a big way. And guess what? I'm going to get back to
And this is taken in at the 5. A huge play there for Arizona. 45 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Harris is in. Touchdown, Arizona. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Now the try here for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And Thomas just going to hold on to this one. It's a touchback. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games? Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. He'll drop to throw. And my goodness, another interception. And the Cardinals are going to take possession of the football. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Drake London with career touchdown number 60. And the Cardinals have opened the lead up to 30.
There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Now for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was finished off by a touchdown catch from Drake London. And Thomas just going to hold on to this one. It's a touchback. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD. And if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
He's going to keep this again.
And he'll use his blockers to get this up over the 20 to the 21.
They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Going right side here, and that's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Well, still in the 3rd quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard. That deficit probably a little too much to overcome. But completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half. And that trend is continuing here.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
An option handoff here to Mixon.
Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more.
Brought down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It's 3rd down and 12.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Results, the 4th down.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over.
They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles, and I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out of reach in the 3rd quarter. Right now, they're unstoppable in this one. And seeing how they just came out onto the field, it does appear like they're done scoring points in this one. They look awfully confident.
And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we knew things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the score. An assortment of sacks in this game. This one the product of a good jump and terrific effort. Moves quickly off the snap of the ball, doesn't let up until he's in the backfield and impacting the quarterback.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Thomas. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Complete to number 15. That's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd.
Looking to throw. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Call it a loss of 4 there on the sack. And speaking of the number 4, it brings up 4th down now.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Complete to number 32.
Well, remember, these two teams met in Glendale earlier in the season with the Cards coming out on top. So a win here in Santa Clara would give them the season series. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. It's a gain of 11 and a Cardinal first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3-and-out.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Here they'll give him another shot here on the ground. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Down at the 31. It's a gain of 3.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The Cardinals on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take him the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Ready, set. Hey, hey.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 53 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he'll find his target, Woods. It's complete. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On second down, they'll run it here. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. This is caught. And he is out of bounds here. 70th catch for him on the year. And like so many others, this goes for a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. And they'll run again, but he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line. Nothing doing there as the 13th play of the drive proves to be unlucky.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
A great job to hold him to just a yard there. Now it's 4th and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he returns this to the 22. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big 4th quarter hole. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That is incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. They'll look to throw here. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll drop to throw. And now here is another interception. And the Cards are going to take possession of the football. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
So out now come the Cardinals. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Taken down at the 30.
Number 13, the ball carrier. Brought down at the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 63 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Let's go now.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll set up to throw. And he's wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks in the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. And now out is the Cardinal field goal team here. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Back to throw again. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And his throw here's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
The 3rd down pass.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the 4th quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out on the field already making plans for the evening.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. They'll set up a throw.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
And my goodness, another interception.
And the Cardinals are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Cardinals,
they get an all-important 10th win to move them to 10-6 with 1 week to go.